Good evening, race fans. Welcome to Suzuka Motor Speedway on the Sim Racing Media platform for the SCL Gen 4 Racing Series on Wednesday night. It's July 19th. It's at 8:36 on the East Coast. These machines are getting ready for the event. Going over tonight to race info at Suzuka International Racing Course. Outside air temperature 75 degrees. It's just what you would expect in this part of the world, in Japan and Suzuka. The track length is 1.38 miles. Altitude's only 88 feet above sea level. Makes sense when it's an island. And the temperature of the track is a shocking 113 degrees. Tells me that things are going to be loose. There's going to be a lot of wheel spin. Looking forward to seeing how these drivers are going to handle this. It's going to be 40 laps. And I'm not certain on how the caution situation is going to go. But if it's a road course, to treat the same way as a road course, I don't expect to see very many. Let's go ahead and get to our grid. And my name's Jonathan Leach with Sim Racing Media. I am flattered and proud to be a part of your Wednesday night. Fans in the comments, I appreciate you being here. It looks like we've got a few of you guys. Let me know what you expect in this race. Maybe I'll send you or give you a shout out while we're doing this. Austin Call has the pole at a 52.505 on the track. Derek Wegman, only a tenth and a quarter slower. Joshua Yarball and Lilith Peters are going to be row number 2, with row 3, Adam Lowe finished second place. He did not. Adam Lowe and Michael Matta for row 3. Row number 4 is going to be Justin Lewis and Justin Horden. Last night, Justin Lewis lost the race at Concord. Last corner, last lap, 30 yards from the start-finish line. Row number 5, Bruno Latour and Wesley Hogue. Row 6 is going to be Will Salomon and Josh Tarrant Hill. A little bit further, you have Jason Foskey and Kevin West, and rounding out the field is going to be Jarrett Bolyard. So we got 15 drivers in this field. Looking forward to some pretty interesting racing. I've driven this track once in my iRacing career. I've done it. I did it on no practice whatsoever at all. I managed to get around the course, but what I'm telling you, what we're going to see is these drivers are probably going to get separated pretty quickly. We're going to see an abundance of off tracks. We might see a little bit of beating and banging by accident into and out of certain corners. But we're not going to know for sure until the green flag drops. I believe gridding is finished, and these drivers are going to begin rolling in just a moment. Speed. I am speed. I think that might be something said from the pole sitter. As we can see it here in the chat, it's one of my favorite lines. My toddler really enjoys it. Explains to me why he says speed all the time. This driver is going to have a little bit of pacing around here to do. The Suzuka International Racing Course, it's one of the world's truly great racetracks. It's been the home of the Japanese Grand Prix since the 1980s. Its flowing layout regularly puts the circuit at or near the top of the list of most Formula One drivers' favorites. As if that wasn't enough, Suzuka boasts 3 different configurations. There's the East, West, and Full, and the latter 2 featuring a rare figure 8 layout where the back straightaway crosses the front section track on an overpass. Now, that would be a pretty interesting NASCAR-style race. Architect John Hugenholtz is the one who designed this circuit. It opened in 1962, and it was primarily a test track for none other than Honda. As the sports car racing includes the Suzuka 1000K and the 8 Hours of Suzuka and the MotoGP motorcycling events. It was nominated to the stage, the Japanese Grand Prix in 1987, and has been the site of the Formula One season finale numerous times. And then, interestingly enough, There have been plenty of controversial incidents at this racetrack. It also hosted a non-championship NASCAR race in 1996 and 1997 exhibition races. Wish I was old enough to personally have really witnessed that, but I was quite young. The racetrack features notable challenges, including testing series of S's that are rather difficult, a multi-apex spoon curve, and the dauntingly fast 130-yard corner. Serves as the foundation for a major sports and entertainment facility. It also includes an amusement park with a giant Ferris wheel, which is very prominent in photographs and television images in the circuit. I'm not sure if we're going to see the giant Ferris wheel in iRacing, but I did think it was a neat thing to point out. Who won those exhibition races? Bonus points for those in the chat that can tell us who won the exhibition races here. I'll give you a hint. It was not Jeff Gordon for at least the first one. However, I really wish it would have been. It also was not Jeff Gordon for the second one. But folks, it's time to go racing. The pace car has come down pit lane. Austin Call and Derek Wegman, Lilith Peters, Joshua Yarbaugh, Michael Madden are going to be the top 5. In just a second, you're going to hear the roar of these engines. Waiting for the green flag. It's a long way down. And off goes Austin Call. Great start out front over Derek Wegman. Everything's going to get very tight coming into this right-hander, turn number 1. Seeing some cars go wide, some using the rumble strips to aid in the turning. Won't take long. The top 4 are already single file. We're going to go ahead and put the track map up for you folks so you can get an idea of where your driver is. If you know your driver's number, which I'll mention it, you might be able to find where they are running on track. Austin Calls first, Lilith Peters up to second in the number 101. Didn't take her very long. First lap almost complete here. Single file for the most part. A little bit of side-by-side action right here. I believe that is with Jason Folsey. Nope, I apologize. Wesley Hoag and Justin Lewis. Justin dropping back to 11th. I don't expect to see him back here for too terribly long. It's going to take him a moment perhaps to learn the track. I know passing is going to be difficult, and there are only certain places that you can pass. Right here he's getting around Steven Johnson as well as Wesley Hoag getting around there also. Got ourselves the iRacing blimp in the air right here. You get an excellent look at the whole race course. And there's that Ferris wheel we were talking about. Just see how large that Ferris wheel is. That'd be a pretty neat place to watch this race from. On top of the Ferris wheel, pictures, videos of these machines going around the track. Very long straightaway, very quick into the very fast right-hand turn. And you got a car off track. I think that was Adam Lowe. I could be wrong. And Josh Tarrant Hill having trouble. The number 8 Budweiser machine. I'm seeing Justin Lewis had trouble as well. Brakes to avoid the wall. Just off track a little bit. He's going to lose some track position. Up front, Austin Call, Lilith Peters, Derek Wegman pretty much class the field. About 3-second gap over the 4th place position. Here, the rumble strips. We're on lap 4, only 3 minutes into racing. Lap times hovering between 52.7 and 54.6. 54.6 being what the driver last in the running order ran last time by. The best lap is a 52.75. That was ran by Austin Call. Still no one's mentioned which NASCAR driver won the 2 exhibition races. They ran on the east portion of the Suzuka circuit, similar to what you're seeing right here. In fact, it is the exact same course that the SCL series is running at this time. I'm really proud to be a part of this event. I think this is an excellent racetrack, and it's very difficult. It's very, very technical. The S's can wear you out. If you come out of the first S wrong, or the first S turn wrong, it really ruins the entire corners, or the set of corners that you have to deal with the S turns, and it can hurt your momentum immensely. Last time by, once again, Austin Call, fastest driver on track. You can start seeing some separation here. The top 3, I'm sorry, position is what is up. The top 2, 3 are pretty close together. Then you got a split of several cars still running together. That's going to be from Michael Mott, Adam Lowe, Joshua Yarball, Kevin West. A little further back, you've got Jarrett Bolyard sort of kind of by himself in between that first group and Steven Johnson. You got to get a little further back to the second group led by Justin Lewis. It's got Will Salamone, Jason Foskey, Justin Horton, Tarrant Hill. Further back than that, you've got Wesley Hoeg and Bruno Latour in the number 71 machines, currently scored in P16. Alright folks, I'm going to take a brief moment, step away, and I'll be right back. And when I return, I'm going to let you know what drivers won, or what driver won the 1996 exhibition. I'll give you a hint. Driver manufacturer was Ford, and the team was Penske Racing. I'll be back. You won't miss a thing. Back with you now, folks. This is Jonathan Leach, Sim Racing Media. SEL Weekly Racing Series. We have them here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday evenings. Tonight we're at Suzuka Raceway in Japan on the great iRacing simulation service. Just past the quarter mark for this event here at Suzuka. When I left you, I told you I would return with some knowledge, but Greg Birch from yesterday's racing event imparted on those in the chat who won the 1996 race. And you are correct, it was Rusty Wallace. It was 100 laps, it was 139 miles. Trying to see how many laps did he lead. The average race speed was 71 miles per hour, and the pole speed was 83 miles per hour. Fortunately, I don't seem to have much more information on this. TBS is who broadcasted the event. A little bit interesting. So we are seeing at this point a lot of single file racing, but the groups are getting a little bit closer. You get back to the front here, Austin Call, Lilith Peters, still with each other the whole way, both of them expecting a mistake from the other, and it hasn't happened yet. Wegman doing his best to stay with them, but he's about 2 seconds behind Lilith Peters, and he's got a whole group with him that consists of Michael Mata, Kevin West, who's up 9 positions on the race, Joshua Yarball, the number 77 machine, getting all sorts of sideways, going to open the door for the 58 of Adam Lowe, who is going to go right by and take that position, move him to 6th. And you got to go a step further to get back to the 830. That's Jarrett Bolyard in the 8th position, who's up 7 positions on the start of this one. A little further behind him by about a second and a third is Steven Johnson in the number 44. Justin Lewis Cord in the 10th place position in the number 7 machine. Will Salamone's 11th in the 43 machine. I really like this paint scheme. Let's try to take a look at this hood real quick. Pillsbury Doughboy. Got the Pillsbury Doughboy on the hood right there, and running a Dodge style scheme for this event. Jason Foskey, Tarrant Hill, Horden, Bruno Latour, and Hoag is scored a lap down, currently in 16th. Take a moment here, go on board Lilith Peters from the roll bar. She continues to chase Austin Call with about a 1.3 second gap. You can really hear the tires scrubbing as you're working through the S-turns right here. Give you a view of the wheels, or of the steering wheel and how much work it requires to get around this track. A lot of wheel needed right here to maintain a good pace. Long straightaway on the throttle. Here's some downshifting into this right-hander. This is where you can really make up some ground, but if you overdrive it, you'll end up in the grass coming out of the corner right here into the S-turns once again. It's where I expect to see a lot of wheel work, and you're already seeing it right here. Lots of throttle control being used, different inputs. Losing a little bit of ground by about 0.3 of a second from the last lap to this one. We're only a few laps away from halfway. Been racing for only 15 minutes. A little further back here, Derek Wegman under siege by Kevin West, and number 47, who's up in 10 positions now. Running consistently in the 54s. In fact, ran the fastest lap last time by for Kevin West. Does this 47 possibly have what it takes to get to the front? We're going to follow this machine quite a lot. He's challenging Derek Wegman for third. Derek Wegman driving a monster paint scheme. Monster Energy. I'm quite the fan of the Zero Sugar Monster myself, as West is trying to look to the inside of Wegman, but it wasn't going to happen this time. I'm trying to get through the S-turns right here. There might be an opportunity for a pass. I would assume getting onto the front stretch here at the end, but we're going to keep an eye on this. West looking for an opening again, right on the rear bumper, not touching, but right there. It's a little bit loose, trying to put himself in best position to take the third place position away. Coming onto the front stretch. West trying to set himself up with the opportunity into the braking zone. Unfortunately, lapped traffic is going to make that difficult for him. Both drivers navigate the lap traffic. That's the 038, that's Wesley Hoag getting out of the way. We appreciate that, we enjoyed seeing that. Back through the S's once again for these two drivers. And Kevin West is here. He just has not been able to make a pass yet. Josh Terrett-Hill coming down pit road, likely for some damage. A few moments ago, Justin Horden had trouble. Number 64, Scott's machine. That looks like a Carl Edwards style ride right there. Touches the grass, gets loose on the brakes into the wall. And around she goes. Back to our battle. Here comes Kevin West looking for the pass on the inside of Derek Wegman. The pass is going to be completed. New car up to third. Kevin West up 11 positions. 2.5 seconds behind Lilith Peters. 5.3 seconds behind Austin Call. Does Kevin West have what it takes to get to the lead? I'm going to assume there's going to be at least one pit stop in this event that can make or break your race. The next biggest movers are Jarrett Bolyard and Steven Johnson, and these two drivers are battling right now for the 8th position. The 830, you also see Justin Lewis and the 07 involved in this, so it's a three-way battle for 8th between Bolyard, Johnson, and Justin Lewis. It looks to me like Lewis doesn't have much practice on this course, but we've seen him often and we've spoken with him. It doesn't take him too terribly long to figure out a track. I don't think we've seen the end of Justin Lewis for this race. I think we're going to be seeing more of him as the second half of this race goes on, which we have reached the halfway point. Steven Johnson valiantly trying to hold Lewis off right here. Lewis looks very smooth through the S-turns, gets to the inside, not able to make the pass with the next right-hander coming up. Going to be another left-hand turn. Is Lewis going to be set up for this one? Unable this time. We're going to keep an eye on this battle. I think it's going to be, I think this is the closest battle on track. And Justin Lewis choosing this time to come down pit road. Going to pretty much split this race in half. Michael Mata doing the same thing as well. I'm not sure how long the leaders are going to wait to come down pit road. But Kevin West is on the move. He has already closed the gap on Lilith Peters down to 0.3 of a second. And before, when we walked away, he was 2.5 seconds behind. Kevin West is coming. Lilith Peters is going to go to the inside. Almost seems like opening the door for Kevin West to go around. That is exactly what is occurring. Kevin West up to P2, up 12 positions since the start of this race. We do know that more pit stops are to come. Will Austin Call choose to pit this time? Bye. I would take into consideration how fast Kevin West is right now. If he does know that lap time, he was almost half a second faster than Austin Call. I'm not an expert strategist, but to me, that tells me that if I'm Austin Call, I think I would want to pit that time around. He's not going to pit this time around. Going to fishtail out of the corner. We see Kevin West not fishtail out of the corner. But we know Austin Call is feeling his tires. We're going to see what kind of lap he ran. A 53.43. Or excuse me, a 54.43. Kevin West ran a 53.92. So almost half a tenth faster of West over Austin Hill. Austin Hill is going to have some new company. With 17 laps remaining, I'm going to step away for a few moments. When I return, I'm going to let you know who the 1997 winner was here at Suzuka International Racing Course for the NASCAR circuit. We're going to keep a close eye on the battle for the lead as Kevin West is slowly trying to close the gap on these drivers. I take that back. We're going to keep an eye on the battle for third place position right here with Derek Wegman, Lilith Peters, and Adam Lowe all right with each other. I'll be back momentarily. Back with you now, folks. 12 laps remaining here at Suzuka. The top two drivers have still yet to pit. Austin Call's picked up the pace. Kevin West still P2. Adam Lowe has moved up to third. Lilith Peters and Derek Wegman round out the top five. So far, no other drivers have pit as of yet. Winner of the 1997 race here at Suzuka was Mike Skinner for Richard Childress Racing, driving in a Chevrolet, 125 laps, and it was 175 miles. The race took 2.5 hours to complete. The average speed was just under 75 miles per hour. I want to thank everybody for being here, enjoying this event on a very awesome Wednesday night in the summer. Even for those up in the north, we're pretty much hit summer. It's actually getting a little warm at times. It's nice out, getting some summer rain showers. It's kind of a nice time, especially being in the great north right here. Showing a couple drivers went off track. Jarrett Bolyard in the number 830, and actually having some trouble there, getting smoked by the Pillsbury Doughboy machine. That was Will Salmone, or Salamone, getting a piece of him. Kevin was shrinking the gap a bit more. Ran about 0.8 of a faster last time over Austin Call. 10 laps remaining at Suzuka for the SCL Racing Series. Michael Matta has moved himself up to 10th. He did pit on lap 21. Has fresh tires. Currently 44 seconds off the lead, but he's only 14 seconds away from 7th. And he is 5 seconds faster than the car that was currently in 7th. But the last time came around, he's running about 2.5 seconds faster than those in front of him. We're going to keep a close eye out on Michael Matta in the number 16 machine to see how many positions can he gain from pitting, and if pitting was the best move. You see he's going to get clear of some traffic right here, and now he's going to have a 7-second gap to the 8th place position of Jarrett Bolyard. Justin Lewis, who also pitted, currently scoring the 12th position. Hooter Chevrolet. Another driver coming down pit road, Wesley Hoag. I believe is at least 1 lap down, possibly more. Gap for the lead. Excuse me, there is a new leader. And I'm going to try to find when this occurred. There we go. Kevin West passing Austin Call for the lead. It looks like there might have been some obvious trouble. We're going to back it up here and watch Austin Call. You have Wesley Hoag in front of him. And he's going to get off track and be all in the way right here. And Austin Call is going to have nowhere to go and is going to hit him. And that's going to crush Austin Call. And that's just going to hand the lead over to Kevin West. Wow. What a way to lose P1. So Kevin West now out front, 7 laps remaining. Austin Call led 32 of the 33 laps that we have, or 34 laps at this time. Kevin West has a gap now of almost 2 seconds to Austin Call. Adam Lowe is in third, almost 10 seconds back. Derek Wegman following him with Lilith Peters in fifth. Michael Mata making short work of the gap between him and the 8th place car. He's only a 3 1/4 second. He's got 13 seconds to make up to Will Simone, and I don't think he's fast enough to do that. He's only about 0.6 of a second faster. He's going to need a lot more laps than the 6 remaining. Kevin West was extremely smooth driving onto the front stretch in front of all of these virtual iRacing spectators, seeing that red number 47 into the braking zone. Austin Call just under 2 seconds behind. Lilith Peters is in 5th. Derek Wegman is in 4th. Could possibly be a battle for 3rd place between Wegman and Adam Lowe. Only a 1 1/4 separates these two drivers. These are the closest two drivers for position between Adam Lowe and Wegman, number 58 and number 39. Michael Mata still trying to close in on Jarrett Bolyard for 8th. Four laps remaining for Kevin West. 33 minutes of racing. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight, July 19th, 2023. The SCL Weekly Racing Series, Race 3 of the week. My name is Jonathan Leach, Sim Racing Media. We've seen a pretty interesting race, for the most part single file. Right here, Lilith Peters does get around Adam Lowe for the 4th place position. I'll watch this pass real quick. Looks like Adam Lowe has some trouble, which opens the door. Lilith Peters does not have trouble, and the pass ensues. A lot of trouble for Adam Lowe, actually. We're going to see if we can see what occurred here. And Wegman actually got by as well. So Adam Lowe losing multiple positions right here as he's getting ready to enter the S corner. Let's see just what happened. Everything looks okay so far. Coming into the first corner. Gets it all kind of wrong right here and starts sliding into the dirt and sort of along for the ride right here, trying to recover. He's going to lose position to both Wegman and Peters. So Wegman back to 3rd. 2 laps remaining for Kevin West, who has a 4.5 second gap over Austin Call. Don't think Austin Call is going to be able to get there, and I don't believe Wegman is going to be able to get to Austin Call. And Adam Lowe might have an opportunity to strike back at Wegman, but I'm not expecting it. Lilith Peters has trouble, goes off track, and Adam Lowe is back to 4th. We're going to see if we can find out what happened to her. Just kind of really misses the turn and goes screaming off the track. Recovers nicely without too much damage. Currently scored in the 5th place position. Matt is a 2 1/4 back. 2 laps remaining for Michael Mata. Can he catch Jarrett Bolyard, who is in his sights? Coming into the corner, gonna take about a 1/4 off that gap from the last lap. White flag is in the air, folks, for Kevin West. Kevin West into the first corner for the final time. Gap down under 1 second for Michael Mata to Bolyard. I want to thank the SDK gaming service for Scoring and timing. Gap down to 0.4 of a second. This is the closest battle on track. Kevin West still not back to the straightaway yet. And that's gonna be... It's gonna do it for us. Michael Matta did not get there. Does not get there. Our top three with a race time just under 40 minutes. Top three is gonna be Kevin West, Austin Call, Derek Wegman, Adam Lowe, and Lilith Peters rounds out the top five. Don't go anywhere. Very shortly, we're going to be talking to the top three to get their thoughts on this race. And I'm excited to hear what they might have to say about how this event went. I want to thank everybody once again for being here. We thoroughly enjoy the support and the love that we see on a daily basis here at Sim Racing Media. Kevin West coming down to the front of the track. A little bit of excitement going on right here. Numerous cars on the front stretch. Dual burnouts ensuing. Austin Call stopping and Derek Wegman stopping as well. Be right back, folks. Gonna prep these drivers for interviews, and we'll hear from them. Your top three. Joining me in the booth now, driver number 39, finishing in third place, is Derek Wegman. Derek, go ahead and walk me through this race. I expect this to have been challenging. The track temperature was 113 degrees, and it seemed like there was a lot of fishtailing the second half of the race. Can you tell the spectators and the fans and those listening at home and tell me what you drivers were battling out on track?
Yeah, the second half of the race was definitely slick out there. I just kept telling myself slower is faster, smoother is faster. A couple of times I almost spun it on myself, pushing. I had a couple of I messed up turn two a few times. Not really sure what happened there, but Barrett, Flo, and Lilith Peters got by me, and then just like I said, just trying to really take it slow, trying to make ground back. I managed to get back by Peters, and then unfortunately, it's not the way I wanted to get third place, but by Barrett going off the track. But I'll take it for sure.
Yeah, we were watching that battle here, and then went away to watch another gap closing and came back and saw the position changes. But went back, we saw it on air, and really, but I mean, racing is difficult, and especially in this series. Sometimes you just got to take the positions as you get them. Derek, one more question. Do you think you had anything for Austin Call or Kevin West, or do you think you were about a third place car?
No, I don't think I had anything for either of them. To be honest with you, I didn't think I was a third place car. I figured I'd be more of a fifth place. I think the race kind of panned out in my favor. But all in all, it was a good race. It was a tough race. I mean, managed to keep it on the track. Like I said, just kept telling myself smoother's faster, and I think that's why I got third.
Roger on that. Derek, is there anyone you want to mention or thank before we let you go? And hopefully we'll be seeing you again soon next week.
Nah, I'm a solo driver on here, but yeah, I will definitely be back. This is by far my favorite league I've been in. This is a fun series. The guys here are tough racers, but respectful racers.
Very true. I always enjoy calling these series. Derek, great job taking a 5th place, maybe 6th place car, bringing it home 3rd. We'll see you again soon. I hope you have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
Joining us now in the booth, driver number 18 machine, Austin Call. Austin, this is Jonathan up here. Early in this race, it seemed like this was your event. You were dominating. Nobody could catch you. What possibly changed, or what strategy did Kevin potentially have that cost you?
It wasn't really a change. I mean, I think you could kind of guess what happened with Wes. I don't really know what he was trying to do there, just kind of all over the place. But that was the 3rd time he had held me, not only held me up, but then I guess made contact with me. Other than that, I think I would have won this race. I mean, yes, Kevin was catching me, but he would have only gotten to me with like 3 laps to go, because I burnt up my tires trying to pull away from everybody, and I feel like I could have defended from there. But yeah, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, we did see, had to go back and see how the lead change took place, and it was definitely kind of odd. And you see driver in 038, that's Wesley Hoag or Hogue, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Off the track, kind of in the way. You have nowhere to go. I mean, if you go wide, you're in the grass. And so you pretty much went through him, and that's what cost you the lead there. And I think you're right. He probably would have catched you with about 3 to go. Do you think tire saving is what allowed him to come through the field? Because he's up 13 positions from the start.
I mean, yeah, I mean he's got 2,000 rating on me, so that he definitely knows a lot more about all the tire saving stuff and that type of like. I have zero clue how to tire save on on a road course while still keeping that much speed. So I think that definitely played part of it, especially since he was booking it, from what I could see in my relative, because I knew he started in the back, and all of a sudden I see him in 4th. I'm like, wait a minute, what? How did that happen?
Yeah, he was
Um,
moving quickly.
yeah. I mean, just unfortunate that I couldn't save that much tire as him. So
I was looking forward to seeing what a battle between you two would have looked like. But
yeah, it would be fun.
P2, not a bad finish. Is there anyone you want to mention before we let you go?
Obviously, I thank my family that I'm gonna do this. Although, don't my family's not here right now; they're at work and stuff. But then I gotta thank my brother, who's I think he's watching this race at this point. I have no idea though. And I gotta thank my grandma, who's watching. She watches all my races. Um, Pretty much as long as I send her the link, she'll watch the race. So she's watching right now. So that's yeah.
Well, special shout out to Grandma for being here. That's pretty cool. Well, Austin, I appreciate the time. Looking forward to. I'll be watching you next week as Frank Marchese will be in the booth, as I will
I
be
will
out
not.
of town.
I will also be out of town for the
Oh
next
man.
2 races, both on Monday and Wednesday.
Well, that's a
So
bummer.
yeah,
But
it's kind of hoping to go on a high note today.
I mean, P2. If it were me, I'd take it. But when you lead 33 laps, I understand. But I hope you have a
Especially
good.
with how close this championship is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. This is your time, not my time. I'm just here to instigate it. Well, I hope you
All
have
right.
a good
Thank you.
night. It's always fun to watch you. Good luck when we see you again.
Thank you.
All right, folks, moving along now to the winner of the race here at the Suzuka International Racing Course, Kevin West, driver the number 47. Kevin, what everybody's wanting to know is how do you save tires and hold so much speed? And you could tell us without giving away any secrets, if you don't mind.
Um, well, recently I upgraded to a Moza R9 with the CRP pedals, and I think those are really helping me out a lot, uh, as far as like keeping good pace throughout a long tire run. So I think that's the trick, just the good quality wheel and pedals.
Maybe I'll have to try that for a guy that drives once in a blue moon, literally. Well, Kevin, so we see that you're up 13 positions since the start of this race. Did you just not qualify well, or did you have trouble with qualifying? Because where you finished obviously shows the spectators and the other drivers that you can race this track. What happened in qualifying?
Well, we actually spun out in the last turn on my first lap, and it completely blew that lap and blew the next lap. So had to start from the rear. Luckily, we kept the fenders on it coming up through there, and was catching Austin there at the end, and he had some trouble with a lapper, unfortunately. I don't know if I would have got to him and passed him or not, but I was looking forward to trying at least.
Yeah, just momentarily talking to him, he thought that you'd probably catch him with about 3 to go, but he thought that he could fend you off. And I was really looking forward to calling that for 3 laps, and unfortunately it just didn't pan out. He had nowhere to go. We went back to it, saw the incident with Wesley Hoag, and there's no good option. I mean, if he cuts the wheel to the left, he's off the track. Can't go to the inside because there's a barrier. Had to go through, and that's what he did. He went right through him.
Yeah, I saw that. I
So,
actually almost got caught up in it myself. Barely missed it, honestly, but yeah, it's unfortunate.
not the way we want to see it, but this race seemed to kind of go down like a typical road course, and it was fairly entertaining, and that's a good thing. But Kevin, congratulations on the victory. Anybody you want to mention or thank before we let you go?
Uh, just want to give a shout out to any friends and family that might be watching. I've got a TikTok. It's Trailer Park Dude. If anyone wants to give me a follow, I've got some decent iRacing content among other gaming related content, and then some other random stuff. So anyone wants to follow me there, I'd appreciate it.
All right, well, Kevin, thanks for the interview. Thanks for making this race exciting. We look forward to talking to you again soon, and I hope you have a great night.
All right, you too, sir.
All right, folks, that was our top 3. We saw a pretty entertaining race. Kevin West trying to chase down Austin Call. Comes down to about 6 laps remaining. Austin Call has trouble with Wesley Hoag, who unfortunately gets it wrong coming into the corner onto the front stretch. Austin Call has nowhere to go but to go through him, and ends up losing the lead due to that. We're going to take a brief moment to go through our final results here at Suzuka for the SCL Racing Series, and want to take another quick moment to recognize that Victory Lane is brought to you by Sim Racing Media, because we enjoy the SCL Racing Series very much. 3 races a week, excellent racing at all times. P1 coming home first is Kevin West. Austin Call, after leading 34 laps of the event, is second. Third belongs to Derek Wegman. What a drive for him, taking a 5th place car to the top 3. Adam Lowe and Lilith Peters round out the top 5. Joshua Yarball is 6th. Will Salmon is 7th. 8th belongs to Michael Mata, who did get past Jarrett Bolyard at the last moment. 10th place is going to be Jason Foskey, and Steven Johnson is 11th. Justin Lewis is 12th. 13th is Justin Horton. Joshua Terrett Hill is 14th. 15th is Wesley Hoag. And rounding out the field is going to be Bruno Latour. Thank you, everybody, for making Sim Racing Media and the SCL Weekly Racing Series a part of your evening here from Suzuka International Raceway Course. My name is Jonathan Leach, and as the great Tony Trabasso says, when you walk through life, please do not play in traffic. Good night, and we'll see you again soon.